Invites us to think about joy and rejoicing, but it doesn't invite us to be happy. So I want to invite you to think about that for a moment. That on Shabbat we're invited, and some would say even commanded, to rejoice. But it doesn't say we're invited or commanded to be happy, which lets us know that there's something different between joy and happiness. Happiness, we think a lot about in Western civilization, in particular in America. If you stop by any bookstore, if you Google the word, "How can I be happy?" man, will a lot of stuff come up for you. Books and books, blogs, opinions, how to get happy. And all of it has one thing in common. Happiness is about gratifying something that we feel is lacking inside of us. It's a momentary, time-bound experience. If only I get the right job, that'll make me happy. If only I have enough money, that'll make me happy. If only I have the right partner, that'll make me happy. The challenge with happiness is, the minute you've satisfied the itch, the happiness is fleeting. It goes away and you move on to noticing something else that's lacking, a hole that needs to be filled. Joy, on the other hand, has nothing to do with gratifying our needs. It has everything to do with being grateful for what we already have, for seeing the beauty around us in our lives, no matter how obscured it might seem. Certainly, joy is easier to reach in our happy moments. But our tradition teaches that in every moment, joy is there for us to seek out. We can find joy and cultivate it in gratitude. We can find joy and cultivate it in seeking meaning. And we can find joy and cultivate it in living out a higher purpose. Happiness is all about me. Joy is all about me giving outside of me. So think for a moment as we move into Yismachu, our song of rejoicing on Shabbat, about the joy in your life. The joy that you can feel. The joy you've experienced. I'm looking around this sanctuary and there are a lot of people who have experienced pretty joyous things in recent days, in recent years. However near or far that joy is to you, because our tradition tells us that we're invited and some would say even commanded to cultivate it, it lets us know that everyone is capable of accessing joy. Not happiness. From a Jewish standpoint, that's a low-level place to be. Ultimately, our goal is to cultivate joy, because it's from that place of joy that everything else can be accessed. In fact, our tradition says that if a person isn't experiencing joy, they shouldn't be counted in a minyan to pray, and that ultimately the Messiah will come. The world will be healed and whole when everyone who experiences joy pulls in those who don't with their hand into the larger circle to dance with them joyously. Can you imagine a world like that? In a week like this week, we should all double down on what it might mean to bring joy to our world, because that ascends everything else that distracts us and invites us into the holy.